And welcome back to Hannity and Combs in another startling example of Islamic extremists' blatant disregard for human life, including the lives of their own children. Hamas TV aired a video dramatization glorifying female suicide bombers. Now, the video features a 4-year-old actress portraying the daughter of a female suicide bomber vowing to follow in her mother's footsteps. Take a look. This comes on the heels of an incident in Iraq where children were used as decoys in a recent terrorist attack. Joining us now is the author of Because They Hate, a survivor of Islamic terror, warns America. Brigitte Gabriel is with us. Brigitte, I think most people do not comprehend that if we don't stop this indoctrination of children, this will go on for many generations to come. I don't think people are aware of the extent to which children are being brainwashed this way. Am I wrong?
No, you are correct. The children in the Arabic world, in the Islamic world, have been indoctrinated into this hate and into the glamorization of murder in the name of Allah, in the name of jihad, all throughout the Arabic world. And actually it was authored and perfected by the Palestinians for the last 30 years. And once the murder of Israeli citizens have become justified and glorified by the Palestinians, the whole world now, we are seeing throughout the world a justification for murder and suicide bombers from Nairobi to New York, from Beslan to Bali, from Madrid to Milan. The world must stand up and take a stand to stop this insanity.
Well, this is one thing. I mean, I look at this thing here, and they show this young 4-year-old, seeing video of her mother's suicide bomb attack. Instead of me, you carried a bomb in your hand. Only now I know what was more precious than us. Now, Hamas, I know in part of their charter they have as a goal the destruction of Israel. But my question is you never see the leaders of the movement engaging in the suicide bombing. So my question is, are they aware that this is a farce, the 72 virgins, that their sins are going to be forgiven, that this is the greatest thing in the world? Do they understand the evil they're perpetrating?
And no, it is not a farce. As far as they are concerned, this is a mission ordained by Allah, and they have to follow it.
Well, why don't they do it then?
Because they need to be in the leadership position to continue motivating others. What is so alarming about this specific music video, Sean, is it is done in the Egyptian dialect. And the reason why they did it in the Egyptian dialect is for mass distribution and reach. Because children in the Arabic world understand the Egyptian dialect, even those who are under 4 and 5 years old, before they go to school and start learning the classical Arabic language. So children from Saudi Arabia to Syria to everywhere in the Arabic world will understand this music video and be sucked into it and be influenced by it. And this is a new tactic on the Hamas's part to wide distribution. It's really alarming and scary.
Hey, Brigitte, it's Alan. You talk about children in the Arabic world. You say happening from the Arabic world all the way to New York. I don't know. There are no suicide bombers in New York right now. You're talking very broad terms as if every child in the Arab world is going to be indoctrinated into this. Clearly, it's not that widespread. We're watching a dramatization, not the real thing.
The real thing is happening as we speak. The children in the Arabic world, specifically in the Palestinian territories, are indoctrinated to raise jihad against the infidels in the West. The sooner the West wakes up to that reality, the better off we are. The suicide bombers of September 11th were not born and decided to become suicide bombers the day they were, a few months before they decided to kill themselves. Children are born and indoctrinated from birth.
And I understand you don't want our tax dollars going to help the Palestinian Authority. You've made that clear in your writing. But wouldn't it be good to have American tax dollars go, if anything, to help the educational system, to help educate people all over the world, to help educate children? Wouldn't that be a good use of American might and taxpayer dollars?
Exactly, because, Alan, right now we are giving money to the Palestinian Authority to help them supposedly build infrastructure, to build school. And what we have realized is for the last 16 years, our money has been going to indoctrinate Palestinian children into murder. We cannot be a part of evil. Our tax dollars should not go to that. We should put pressure on our government to stop sending money to the Palestinian territories.
We shouldn't be building schools?
And they can build schools, but we need to monitor what they are teaching in those schools.
We're building schools in Iraq, and yet in Iraq we have, as we just pointed out, some of the same suicide bombing taking place using young kids. Should we not be building or using our taxpayer dollars in Iraq to build the schools we're building?
What happened in Iraq yesterday is a little different than the Palestinian territories. The children that died in Iraq yesterday did not know they were dying. It was their parents that parked the car and the parents fled and blew up the children. It's a little bit different in Iraq.
Well, you're still talking about suicide bombers being born, being bred, and being indoctrinated. That's going on in Iraq as well. And we're paying to help build that infrastructure.
Yes, we are building that infrastructure, but we are monitoring the books. The most important thing is to monitor the books that are being taught in those schools. This is where we need to stop the hate education.
How do we monitor books in a country? How do you monitor books in Palestine? How do you monitor books in countries overseas? We can't control what books are being taught and governed by governments we don't control.
Well, we can control stopping the flow of our tax dollars going into those schools. Sure, we can control them. We can look and see what they are teaching, and we can approach the Palestinian Authority and say, if you teach hatred, we're not going to give you our tax dollars anymore. So you better stop it.
Good to see you, and thanks for sounding the alarm on this. We appreciate it. And coming up at